Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome. It's the one, the only Pig Trail Network. I'm its host and creator, Ty Hudson. Hope you've had an awesome week. As usual, no complaints. No complaints yet. We're only halfway there, though, as it is only Wednesday. So I've got some decent updates here on recruiting for this 2020 class for Razorback football. We'll get into that in a little bit more, but first, before we do, if you guys would, at the end of the video, like, comment, share the content that you just watched, and of course, if you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button. Check out all the links down below. There's a Pig Trail Network Patreon link if you want to join in on that, or if you want to at least check that out, see what it's all about. You can check the page. So that link is down below. I'm also a part of the Hog Talk podcast, myself and Jacob Scott Davis, who's from thehogpen.net. So if you want to check out what we have to say there, those are usually about hour-long podcasts. We've had some awesome guests on so far, and that is that podcast is showing no signs of slowing down. So if you want to check that out, feel free. That link is provided down below in the description box. So we'll start off with the position that concerns me the absolute most, linebacker position. Last year they had to address the needs along the line of scrimmage. I get that, and I love that approach. Build from the inside out. I've talked about that here 1,000 times. I love that approach. Build from the inside out. But what about linebacker? My goodness, they are thin there. They are so thin at linebacker. What's the answer? Well, you've got to go out and bring them in this class, right? You would think last year in the 2019 class, they bring in Zach Zymos. He's the only linebacker they brought into that class. He's a 3-star out of Texas, 6'3", 205. You know, he had offers from Mizzou, Texas Tech, Cal, and obviously Arkansas. So not a bad offer list, but he's it. That is it. So, okay, let's fast forward to 2020, Ty. What are they doing? Well, they're in on a couple of kids out of Memphis, Tennessee. We talk about Memphis a lot here, too. Hit that place up. Hit up Memphis. You know, plant your flag in Memphis. There's some good talent there. And you got a couple of guys that play together out of Whitehaven. Martavius French, 6'2", 240-pound linebacker, and then Bryson Eason, who's 6'1", 240, or 238 according to 24/7. Both 4 stars, both with some pretty impressive offers. I think Arkansas's got a shot with Martavius French. I don't know if that's the only inside linebacker they get. If they manage to bring in both Eason and French, holy cow, that's a home run. It's already solid to bring in one or the other, but getting them both would be a home run hit for the Razorbacks. When you talk about a position that they need to fill it now. Bringing in those two guys would be amazing. And then you got Cottrell Wallace, who is also, well, he's a linebacker, but he plays the outside linebacker position. But Cottrell is a 3-star, 6'5", 210-pound outside linebacker. Yeah, he's a little lengthy, isn't he? He's a tall fella, but he has some pretty good offers as well. I think Ole Miss, I believe it's Ole Miss is the other SEC offer, and Oklahoma State is another offer. So he's got some decent offers, but I think they wind up getting Cottrell Wallace. They have no linebackers committed in this class, so I don't have an exact number as to how many. It sounds like it could only be 3 or maybe less. I'm not sure. I don't have an exact number. It's not as many as I thought. I really thought they would go after more than that. But, hey, if you wind up with 3, that's 4 in the last class, and you look at who they'll still have coming back, you know, next year and the year after that, you'll still have the names we mentioned, Bumper Pool and Zach Zymos with a couple other guys. One of those linebacker positions is just a rotating door at the moment. So there is hope. If you get that caliber of these linebackers that I mentioned in this video, along with Zymos and Bumper Pool, that's not too bad. I think that's a step up from where they've been, so at least you have that. Moving on, last but not least, to the offensive line. How does it look? What's the recruiting look like? The outlook of the position? Well, we got to remember 2019, they signed 5 guys, 2 JUCO kids, 3 kids out of high school. So what about moving forward, Ty? Well, we know Luke Jones is transferring in from Notre Dame. That's a pretty good get if you ask me. Anytime you get a kid from another Power 5, especially Notre Dame, not too shabby, okay? So then it sounds like they're only going to take 2 to possibly 3 prospects out of high school. We know that Tykees Crawford, the 4-star tackle, is committed to the Razorbacks. I know some people are a little shaky on whether or not he ends up signing with the Hogs. I think he ends up signing with Arkansas, but anything can change. You got to remember these are kids. He's your only guy committed to the 2020 class, so who's next? I would argue probably Garrett Hayes out of Athens, Texas, 4-star tackle, big-time get if Arkansas can land him for the 2020 class. It sounds like it's coming down between Arkansas and A&M. Florida State has also made a pretty good push for him. I think Colorado, I forget his list of offers, but again, it sounds like it's down between Arkansas and Texas A&M. Other than that, when you talk about the upper echelon, the 4-star, that caliber of talent, I don't know that they end up getting anyone else if they are unable to land Garrett Hayes. They were supposedly in on Chris Morris out of Memphis and Brady Ward, but I don't think either one of those two signed with Arkansas or commit to Arkansas. So the future of the position, I think, looks brighter, especially with Luke Jones coming in, with this class combined with last year's class. The outlook looks pretty positive in terms of getting that star power along the offensive line. So, with that all being said, we know that Chad Morris has done just an amazing job recruiting and trying to build a foundation. That 2019 class, after going 2-10, was pretty spectacular. But moving forward, that's going to be tough to do, especially if you don't get the wins. So let's also not forget, they've got the barbecue coming up. Remember that last year? The one that, like, the week after the barbecue, they got all those commitments? That is July 26th, I believe. So there's a dead period, and then you're going to have 2 days after the dead period, they're going to have the barbecue. So who knows? I don't have that list who shows up. I know people are going to ask about that. Is Blaine Toll going to go? Is, some of these other prospects, some of these other in-state prospects that they whiffed out on, are they going to go? I don't know yet. When I find out, I'll make a video for you. So, yeah. Until the next video, woo pig.